Hey, welcome to RCAM. I'm your host, Ryan, and thank you for tuning in today. So, I wanted to just talk to you guys and let you know that for the next month, I am going to be taking a hiatus from social media. This is something that I want to get into the habit of doing every year. So, I did it last year for the first time, and I really appreciated being unplugged and disconnected from the internet. It was lovely, and it's something that I now want to make part of my discipline, and something I do every year, where I just completely and totally unplug. And doing what I do, I spend a lot of time on the internet, and a lot of time exposed to content that unfortunately can be troubling. So to step away is a good way for me to clear my mind. It's also an opportunity that I take to kind of just double down on my time that I spend in scripture, and just also spending time with my family. And I think this is something that I want to encourage you guys to do. It doesn't have to be obviously July, but take some time, a month, a couple weeks to unplug. Just shut down your social media accounts. Trust me, it's going to be fine. The world is still going to be there when you come back, hopefully. And just, spend time doing something else that isn't directly related to technology. Because, at the end of the day, technology consumes a lot of our time. We spend all day with our phones in our hands, and all day, connected to social media. Depending on what you do, I spend a lot more time than most people because I'm reading articles, I'm listening to news stories, and I'm trying to make content. But I do think it's just a best practice for everybody to disconnect once in a while. This world is so crazy too. There's so many things happening, that sometimes it's just better to kind of take a step back to breathe. Now, this doesn't mean that I won't be releasing any content. I do plan on releasing an interview that I just did sometime in the month, and I'll be back in August, ready to hit the ground running, guys. And I'm coming back with the gloves off. I'm going to be speaking out a little bit more passionately, and be a little bit more vocal than I have been. And I'd like to say that I am pretty vocal, but I definitely there are times where I definitely straddle the line, because I don't want to be this person that my goal is not to offend people. And I think maybe some people think it is, but that's not the case. Usually it's just me stating what I think is a perfectly rational worldview. But our world right now is crazy, that perfectly rational ideas are perceived as being hateful or bigoted, or one of the phobics. And I just find it fascinating, and I do think it needs to be challenged. And I want to come back, and I want to give each topic an honest look, and try to explore both sides and be as balanced as possible. A lot of, I don't want to be too locked into a specific box. Now, obviously I lean conservative in my politics, but I'm not going to slap a label on myself and call myself a conservative. I'm not also going to call myself a progressive. I don't want to be either of those things. I just want to present to you the information, kind of just process it with you guys, talk about it, and hear from you guys. I would love to hear any stories or things that maybe you don't hear anybody talking about. I want to dig in. I want to explore it. I want to learn about it and grow, because I think part of my hope for the show is that we just process information together, and we grow. And my ultimate hope, and I'm not going to mince words about this, my aim for this podcast and this show is to ultimately, I'm a Christian, and I believe in Jesus with my whole heart, and even that has changed, and I think that's going to be an interesting conversation to have. Not that I'm abandoning the faith, because I'm certainly not, but my worldview and my understanding of Scripture has changed this year, and I think that is a conversation that I would love to have, and kind of explore some of the things that have really rattled my theology and really have challenged me, and I don't think some of those thoughts will be well received, but I want to have that conversation. I love doing this. This is not something I get paid to do. This is something that I genuinely love doing. I love talking to people, and I love talking about challenging topics. I love exploring areas that I might not know about. Part of the reason that I debate people online is because I want to learn, and I want to strengthen my arguments, and I want to be sound in what I believe. And if there's an area where I don't know enough about, I want to do my due diligence to research it. And there are some topics where I've wanted to talk about them for a long time. One topic that I really want to talk about is the transgender issue. It's a huge topic. Lots of people are talking about it, but I don't want to shoot from the hip with it. I want to really tackle this conversation in the most healthy way possible, to be as respectful as possible, but also present the truth. And I've been, I'm doing research, I'm reading some books, and this is something that I've been doing for 3 years. So it's not like if I start talking about this subject, it's just, I just looked into it. No, I've been having conversations about this for a long time. So when I actually release a video on it, it's because I've done my due diligence, and it doesn't mean that I'm not open to being wrong. But I want to present what I think about the issue, and then have a healthy, hopefully foster an environment where we can have a healthy conversation and think differently about these things. Guys, there's so much going on in the world, and my ultimate goal is to be somebody who speaks the truth. And I believe that ultimately Jesus Christ is the source of all truth, and I'm going to be somebody that continually proclaims his name and tries to live a life that is as close to Christ-like as humanly possible. Doesn't mean I'm not going to make mistakes. Doesn't mean I'm not going to be willing to learn. But I'm definitely going to put my best foot forward to try to live my life that is in step with what I believe. And I'm also somebody, guys, that I want you to know how I present, through my show is how I really am. This isn't an act. I'm not pretending to be someone I'm not when I'm on camera. I do my best to be the same person everywhere that I am, in my relationships with my family, in my relationships with my friend, at work. This is who I am. Now, sometimes I'll be a little bit more mindful about some of the things I say, but generally I present the same way everywhere that I go. And I'm pretty excited to take this hiatus from social media. But when I do come back, I'm going to be talking about some of the things that I've put off talking about, and explore kind of whatever news is come about. One thing I really want to talk about that I haven't had the chance to make an episode about is aliens. I find what's going on in the world in regards to UFOs or UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomenons, to be amazing. And hopefully maybe we'll know a little bit more about the source of some of these things, and we could touch base on that when I get back. But I am going to take a hiatus, and I'll release one episode, an interview I did for July, and then I'll be back in August, and we'll start sorting through some of the mess that is this world, and challenging some of the lies that we're told every day, because that's what I want to do, guys. I want to challenge the lies, and be somebody that's hopelessly committed to the truth. because I think in a world that is confused, a world that is told a lot of lies, we need to be united in one truth. And I think, that's a pretty difficult uh, bridge to build. But I think if we're committed and we decide in our hearts that we want the truth and nothing but the truth, I think we will find it. And I know, even you know, fr- uh, from my experience searching for the truth, I believe I did find it, and I believe I found it in Jesus. And I believe, the more I read the Bible, the more that the Bible kind of affirms, my quest and desire for truth. And I think we all need to be really united around one thing. And I don't think that's gonna come without challenges, but I'm ready for them. And you know, uh, I want you guys to know I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not stopping the show, but I am taking a break, and I'll be back come August. So I'm excited to get into it with you guys, and hopefully nothing too crazy happens while I'm gone. And I appreciate everybody that watches this show. It really means a lot to me. The idea that even one person is listening is encouraging to me. And I know a lot of people just say that. I really mean it. I appreciate the fact that people listen to this show. I appreciate the fact that people take the time out of their day to watch, an hour-long interview or a 10-minute, clip of something that I have to say. To me, that's something that's really humbling. Is that somebody's taking the time out of their day to listen to me, and I'm deeply appreciative of it. So if you are somebody that has just watches this video, thank you. If you're somebody that's been watching since day one, thank you. I couldn't be more grateful. And I do want to let you know, obviously I want to build my audience. I do want to share my perspective with more people, in order for me to grow, and also to challenge some of the cultural norms that we're experiencing. And one of the things that helps me do that, guys, is liking this content, commenting on it, engaging with it. We're now on Apple Podcast and Google Podcasts, and we're on Spotify. Leaving reviews, all that stuff helps. I don't ask for money. But if that's something that you guys could do to help me out, man, I would appreciate it. I know one podcaster I listen to demands it. I'm not going to demand it, but I would definitely appreciate it. And I appreciate you guys, whether you like my show or not. I appreciate my the people that love this show and the people that hate it. I appreciate you guys, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to be able to speak to you. So anyway, I will see you guys next month. I hope you have a blessed month and you enjoy this beautiful summer. And I will be back in August, and we are going to hit the ground running, guys. So thank you for tuning in. God bless you guys. Deuces.